Real talk, hey, something that we...
Siohvaughn, you were actually charged with 2 counts of attempted child abduction and 2 counts of unlawful visitation interference. However, the charges were dropped.
Yes, they were.
How were you even charged with a crime of that magnitude when you all were in the backyard playing in the pool?
They said that they had a court order that was violated, and so they were charging me with that. But upon the dropping of the charges, they said no such court order existed.
DCFS also investigated you for the alleged child abduction charges, and they also found this to be unfounded.
They did. They investigated me and my friend Najee. And the DCFS charges against Najee for allegedly striking Zaire in the head were also unfounded.
Even though in the media it has been portrayed that Dewayne's older sister Tregill was at the property to pick up the children on this date of arrest, in fact that was not true. It was Dewayne's younger sister that came to the property of Siohvaughn Wade to collect the children. In the court document, Dewayne's younger sister did in fact state that she made no attempt to either call Siohvaughn Wade or knock on the door to collect the children. Now I'm going to revert back to the interview on Oprah's Next Chapter that Dewayne did. And I'm going to say what he said about as far as the relationship he wants his children to have with you. I encourage, I love, and excited for them to go to see their mom.
Yeah, you know, that just sounds like a lie. Okay. That man don't even use the word excited. That's not even a part of his vocabulary. You see what I'm saying? Just stuff like that. And excited. When was the last time you said he was excited? It's ridiculous.
When was the last time you saw your children?
This time it's been over 3 weeks in a row.
And as far as him stating that, and I'm just asking you because I want to make sure I'm reading this correctly and I've done my research correctly. Before this interview that he did on Oprah's Next Chapter, his lawyers actually filed an emergency motion to suspend your visitation rights in both Illinois and Florida. After this was filed, he stated that he encouraged and loved and excited for them to see you. Now, what are your thoughts on that?
My thoughts are the motion speaks for itself. They said that I was late. He asked as a consequence of that for me not to be able to see the children, which means the children wouldn't be able to see their mother.
So with that being said, because you are allegedly late returning the children to Dewayne, charges were filed against you. Now, has he ever been late bringing the children to you?
Yes, he has. As a matter of fact, he was late at the beginning of that same visitation period. I was supposed to be with my children on June 8th, and I didn't see my children until June 9th. For several hours, I didn't know where my children were at. The parenting coordinator, Karen Shields, she didn't know where the children were at. And hour after hour went by without us knowing where the children were and if they were even going to come home.
Were you aware that the parenting coordinator appointed by the court, Ms. Karen Shields, used to be a former partner of Dewayne Wade's attorney, Mr. Pritikin?
No, I didn't know that at first. I just found that out more recently.
Shouldn't this be considered a conflict of interest? After all, she was a former partner of Dewayne Wade's current attorney.
And also more recently, I was supposed to see my children after the Olympics, but Mr. Wade took them to Switzerland during my parenting time, so I wasn't able.
Well, were you aware of this?
I wasn't at first, no.
Well, he must have went to jail. You went to jail for being late, so...
No.
Okay. Siohvaughn, what type of resolve do you want to see for you and your children?
I want to see what's right being done. I want to see justice prevail. I want my children to be back at home with me where they belong. And prior to that, I was supposed to be with my children in Florida, but Mr. Wade had the children taken out of the state of Florida and brought to Chicago, so I wasn't able to exercise that parenting time with them either. And I didn't know about that until I spoke with my sons over the phone, and they were crying, saying, "Mom, we're in Chicago, how come you haven't saw us?" And I didn't even know that they were here.
Siohvaughn, I want to thank you so much for opening up your home to me and sharing this personal story
You could have shared this with anyone else on television, but you chose me, and I appreciate that. I'm also so proud of you that you have decided that you do have an identity. You are somebody, and you are pursuing your dreams. You're in law school, and I know you're going to be an excellent lawyer. I mean, you've been to court enough. I also want to commend you on your nonprofit, where you actually help others speak out about domestic violence. That's important. And I hope everybody knows that never be afraid to speak out about domestic violence. It happens to the best of us. I love you. I thank you all for watching today. Real Talk with Kietta.
Real talk, hey, something that we bring to you. Real talk, baby, it's something that you tune into. I'm talking real talk, babe. I'm talking real talk. I'm talking real talk, babe. I'm talking real talk. I'm talking real talk, babe. I'm talking real talk. I'm talking